From the heart of America to the corners of the globe, welcome to Voices of Distilling, powered by the American Distilling Institute. Unearth the stories, the passion, and the faces behind every drop. Dive deep into the world where tradition meets innovation. With me, your host, Ronnell Richards. Let's tap into the spirit of distilling, where every voice is unique, but the heart remains the same. Let the journey begin.
Hey guys, welcome back to Voices of Distilling. My name is Ronnell Richards. I am the host of Voices of Distilling, head of marketing over here at the American Distilling Institute. Today I am joined by Ed Kolb of Nelson's Greenbrier. How are you doing, my guy?
I'm doing all right. How are you, Ronnell?
Awesome. It's really great to see you. We are here in Las Vegas at the 20th anniversary conference for ADI. I mean, it seems like it was just yesterday, right? Yeah. I'm just kidding. I wasn't around 20 years ago. You probably weren't.
Me neither.
But it's so awesome, man, to be part of an organization in craft distilling that can say that. Who else can say that? 20 years. Answer, nobody. No one, only ADI. Anyway, I want to welcome you to the show and thank you for taking time out of your day to hang out with us. Now, as we get started, there's one thing I like to do, and that is share a little known distilling fact. And you tell me whether you know this, okay? All right. I got some fun distilling facts that I like to bring out for each one of these episodes. To me, they're fun. And to me, well, I don't know, but you maybe know. I don't know. A lot of times I just look dumb. But okay, here we go. Did you know? Which one do I want to use for you? This is a good one. Floating distilleries. During the 18th century, there were reports of floating distilleries on boats, especially in the U.S., to avoid land-based regulations. Did you know that?
I have heard about that. I do not remember where I heard about that, but that was something I have heard about before.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I was trying to stump you with that one, but you're
smarter. I could just be making that up.
You could be. All right. Okay, so I think we got a wise guy here today. All right, Ed. So let's get into your story, man. So I'd like to know, like, where did it start for you? And we call this the distiller story. Like, how'd you get into this business?
Yeah, I think I took maybe a little bit of a roundabout way of getting here. I majored in music production in college.
Really?
Yes, running a recording studio and that kind of thing. But
what kind of music?
Mostly rock music,
okay.
Yeah. But I kind of knew trying to get into music was risky, and I knew I needed a plan B. Didn't know what it was right away. So, like most people who major in music, I ended up working in restaurants.
Okay.
And in my early 20s, I started doing some home brewing, and it just right away it clicked to me. This is my plan B right here. So still gave music to try for a little while. Gave myself till I was 30 to try to make it in music. Didn't happen. That's okay. I had a plan B. I just put myself really into hardcore self-study. And along the way, got to know the Nelson brothers when they released their whiskey. And I started doing little events for them, and every time I saw them, I just bugged them. As soon as you get distilling, let me know. I'll come scrub the floors. I don't care. Just let me know.
So they were brewing beer?
No, they were sourcing a whiskey at first. And yeah, I guess I skipped over that. Over time, I was brewing beer at home, but making whiskey was intriguing me more and more and more. And I was brewing beer. I was making bitters and vermouths at my cocktail bar. It was like distilling was like the natural next step.
Yeah,
as far as I was concerned. Yeah.
So was it a passion that kind of led you into it? Like,
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, from the first batch of beer I made, just right away, I enjoy making things with my hands, making things that other people get to enjoy.
Yeah.
And something that brings people joy into other people's lives. It's just such a satisfying thing to be able to do.
So what was that first beer that you brewed?
It was just a basic, pale ale. You know, it was nothing.
Was it good?
Fancy. It was all right. It was all right. You know, being honest, but there was just something about I made this.
Yeah.
That felt so cool, and like to share it with my brother.
Yeah.
And him be like, "Really? You made this? That's cool, man!" Like it just, you know, it was such a satisfying feeling.
So you went from beer to distilling. Tell me about that journey.
You know, it really, I don't even know if I can pinpoint exactly when my mind started going there. It, again, to me just seemed like natural progression. I did home brewing for 10 plus years. I, again, was making craft cocktails. I was making bitters. I was making vermouth. I felt like I was making everything except for spirits.
Yeah.
And so to me, it just made sense. Like, well, I need to learn how to make that too. But legally, the only way to do that is to work in an actual distillery.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first distillery you worked in was
Nelson's Greenbrier Distillery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little over 8 years ago, I started there.
Wow. And now you're the lead distiller there.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about that journey, because you said, okay, they were sourcing.
Yes.
And then when they brought you in, that's when you guys started distilling your own? Or
they've been distilling for about 6 months. And so I came on, they had hired on as a consultant the late Dave Pickerel.
Oh, yeah.
Who taught Andy Nelson how to distill.
You just had Whistle Pig through here just a minute ago.
There you go. Yeah. Huge legend in our community here. So he taught Andy, and then Andy taught me.
Oh, wow.
And then, you know, what I brought to the table, so Andy taught me how to distill. Mm-hmm. Had never run a business before. Mm-hmm. I came from restaurant world, which not the same thing, but I was able to bring inventory management, you know, scheduling, that kind of a background. So I just started doing those things, and he realized, oh wow, he's doing things I didn't even know we should be doing. And no offense, Andy. And yeah, it didn't take long. He made me lead distiller, and I've been in this position now for over 6 years.
Wow, that's awesome. And that's, you know, what I've learned from a lot of our community members. A lot of folks get into this business because of passion, right? But they lack some of that business acumen, and that's a pretty big hurdle to overcome, which is why one of the reasons why I'm so excited about some of the things that we're doing here at ADI and at the conference in teaching people the business of it. Because I think a lot of people miss that. Wouldn't you agree? Like the business part of the distillery world?
Absolutely. You know, when you get into anything you're passionate about, music, art, whiskey making, you know, I feel like that's a part you don't think about right away. But at the end of the day, you know, you have to make some money. But most importantly, you have to pay the people who are working for you. Right? You have to make sure bills get paid. You have to keep the business running, and, you know, hopefully grow it. You know, if that's what you want to do with it.
You know, Ed, what that reminds me of, it's like it's dating as opposed to being married. Are you married?
I am not.
Okay, I've been married for a very long time.
Good for you.
So when you're in that dating phase and everything, it's love and everything's great, and then a decade later, it's different. You're like, oh wow, this is real. You know, all those little butterfly things are gone. I think it's the same thing in this business where, you know, folks, they get into it because of the passion for it, which is awesome, and then they get in, they're like, oh, I'm neck deep in this, and I don't really understand how to run this business, and they need to go find them an Ed to do it. So guys, so you know, we are here, and I think I already mentioned this, but I'll mention it again. We are at the ADI conference here in Vegas. This is our 20th anniversary. You're hearing a little bit of background noise out there because we got stuff going on.
Yeah,
like there's
setting
people
up right now, and there's cars going through, and
well, this is the place to be. So, like, if you're a supplier to industry, if you're a distiller, you need to be here. You're missing out. So you're going to hear some of that great ambient noise out there from folks that are moving and shaking and doing business. All right, I got a little fun thing that I like to do. It's called rapid fire Q&A. Are you ready for this?
Bring it on.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, first question for you. If you could distill with any historical figure not named Ronnell, who would it be?
That's a good one. I'm going to go with whoever it was that was running George Washington's distillery at Mount Vernon.
Wow, his name was Ronnell. Doesn't count.
Okay.
No, that's an awesome answer, man. So, what made you answer in that way? Why?
So, well, when you said historical figure in distilling, the first thing that came to my mind was George Washington, Mount Vernon, and I almost said George Washington, but then I remembered he wasn't the one distilling.
Nice.
I would want to distill with the guy who was running his distillery and learn as much as I can about how they used to produce then, and see what could be applied to today.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Good answer. There are no wrong answers, but that was a good one. That's pretty sharp. Okay. Next question for you. I think I'm going to go with. Oh, I like this one. If you weren't in distilling, what would you be doing?
Oh, rock star. That's clear. Yeah.
I figured you might go there. So you'd go back to the music. You'd be in music. So.
Absolutely, 1,000%.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I feel like that was too easy for you. All right. So I'm going to ask you one more. If your brand had a mascot, first of all, your brand doesn't have a mascot, right?
I actually have something in mind there. We don't have an official mascot.
Okay, cool. So if your brand had a mascot, what would it be?
It would be Charlie Nelson.
Charlie Nelson would be your mascot.
Absolutely. Either that or our tour guide Darren dressed up as the original Charles Nelson from the 1800s who founded our distillery.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay. All right. You're too good at this, man. I feel like this is like, I feel like I need to go one more because I need to throw you a curveball. All right. Let's go with one ingredient you think is underrated in distilling.
Ooh, that is a great one. And the ingredient I'm going to choose is caraway seed. And the reason I say caraway seed is because I think a spirit that is underproduced and underappreciated is aquavit.
Okay. All right. So why? What makes you say that?
I mean, you really don't see aquavit out there at all.
Yeah.
I personally think it's delicious.
Yeah.
I'm a huge gin fan, and I feel like aquavit, it's in that same realm, but just is off a different flavor profile set, focused mainly around caraway seed.
Okay. All right. Straight from the mouth of the lead distiller. Okay, I'll take that. All right. So you've been in this business for about 8 years now, or over 8 years. And man, so much has happened since you've been in this business. So much growth. I was talking to our president of ADI, Eric Owens, and he was telling me that when Bill Owens started this organization, it's about 250 distillers nationwide. It's like 2,500 now.
Yeah.
Right. So I can only imagine when we go back even a decade. It's probably. We've probably grown. I don't know the official numbers, but I'm sure we've grown significantly. And so you've seen a lot. So I want to ask you, what do you think the future kind of holds? What do you, and you can answer this any way that you want. Industry trends, spirit trends. Where do you think we're going?
That's a really great question. And you're right. There's been so much growth, so much change. The market fluctuates. The potential out there, the category I see the most growth in is agave spirits.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how we make that leap as U.S.-based distilleries, specifically tequila, which has to come from Mexico, of course, and or mezcal. How do we make that leap in the U.S. If we're going to try to look for that new kind of expanding market to capitalize on? That I don't have an answer for, but agave spirits is clearly on the rise.
So, bourbon's been king for a long time.
Yes.
Why do you think we'd be shifting from bourbon to agave spirits?
Oh, agave isn't aged as long, right? And a bourbon, we need the brand new barrels, and we have been dealing with this huge barrel shortage. Don't get me wrong, I love my bourbon. I hope it stays king. But there was a time when vodka was king and bourbon took it over.
Yeah.
Right? So you never know. I don't know enough personally about agave and how to utilize it, but I would love to learn more, and I'd love to see more and more out there.
Yeah, it sounded like it's a business decision, right? Like that potentially is where the opportunity, in your opinion, for new entrants into this world, right?
Absolutely.
Because I mean, you guys are established. You're doing great stuff out there. You've got a beautiful tasting room I haven't been to yet. And I hear you've got a brand new restaurant.
But
and
you're
everything.
coming next week, right? That's what we said.
That's the plan. That's the plan. You're going to greet me there. I'll
be there.
All right. Okay. So, I want to ask you as we start to close this thing, what's cool? What's cool in your world? So what are you guys doing in your distillery that is cool, that is innovative, that would inspire us? What are you guys doing?
So we got a couple things. I can't necessarily speak to everything. I'm sorry. My brand team would would shake their fingers at me if I did. But what I'm really proud of right now, I don't know if you can say this is innovative, but for us it is. We just produced our first gin, something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. I'm a huge lover of gin. And we just opened this brand new cocktail bar at a facility, and we need more than just whiskey. So we produced our first gin, only available at that cocktail bar as of now, at least. And that's what that's what's cool in our world right now.
Yeah, I'm developing a love for gin myself. So tease us a little bit. What's that gin taste like? Give me some of those notes.
Sure. So more of a traditional dry gin style, but very citrus forward at the same time. It just finishes off with a really nice black pepper note to it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm told that I can't buy it by the bottle at this point, just cocktails.
Not right now.
Okay.
Yes, just
All right.
cocktails for now.
All right. I happen to know a guy over there, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. If you show up next week, we'll see what happens.
All right, Ed, this has been a lot of fun. You're a terrific guest, and thank you so much for your transparency, for your honesty, and just kind of sharing with our community. At the end of the day, that's what we're all about, and you are the reason why we've created this platform. We want to share you with the world out there, or with our community, folks that are just like you, that have the same challenges and are trudging their way through. They're having successes, they're having failures, and everything in between. So I appreciate you joining me today. If people want to reach out to you, they want to come hang out with you guys, where do they go? How do they do it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Obviously, I can be found on LinkedIn and those kinds of things, but the best place is, come on down to Nelson's Greenbrier Distillery down in Nashville, Tennessee. We've got a brand new 100-seat restaurant, brand new cocktail bar, like I just said. Cocktail bar has huge windows looking out at our beautiful distillation floor. That's where you're going to find me, and that's where you're going to find my team, and that's the best place to connect. Yeah.
Now, and Nashville's a great town to visit.
Great town.
Yeah. Now, I wouldn't peg you for a Nashville. You look like a Nashville guy, but I'm not hearing Nashville in that voice. I'm not hearing an accent. Where's that coming from?
Yeah, you called me out there. Yeah. No, I grew up in the Hudson Valley of New York.
Okay.
About 50 miles north of New York City.
Great area for distilling.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I've been in Nashville 16 years now, so that's home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you have the Nashville look. So yeah, you got that down. Now we're gonna work on your twang a little bit. We're gonna get you going like this. I'm just kidding. That was horrible. I think that was more West Virginia than Nashville. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. All right. Anyway, Ed, this was fun. Thank you so much for joining us. For those of you out there that are not members of ADI, go to distilling.com. Join our membership, man. Come hang out with us. It's all about education, innovation, and inspiration. That's what we're about. It's about community, hanging out with great people like Ed, sharing best practices, learning from each other, and just this nurturing each other through our experiences, sharing our experiences. So again, thank you guys for watching. Tell your friends, And make sure that you subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
As we conclude another episode of Voices of Distilling, we want to extend our deepest gratitude to you, our cherished listeners. Your support is the lifeblood of our show, and we are endlessly thankful for each and every one of you. If you've enjoyed our conversation today, please take a moment to rate and review our podcast. It truly helps others discover these spirited stories. And if you wish to further support our mission, consider becoming a member of the American Distilling Institute. As a member, you'll dive deeper into the world of distilling, gain access to exclusive content, be a part of our dynamic annual conference, and immerse yourself in a community where knowledge and passion converge. Visit our website, distilling.com, for more details on how you can benefit from membership and contribute to the vibrant tapestry of distilling. Until our glasses clink again, remember, every drop has a story, every voice a passion. Raise your glass and cheers to the heart of distilling. Hey, Voices of Distilling listeners. Let's talk about a little something that's at the core of every distillery. I'm talking about yeast. Not just any yeast. I'm talking about the brand of yeast from AB Biotech, Pinnacle Distillers Yeast. Now, you and I both know that yeast is the unsung hero of distilling. It's not just about science. They believe in being partners in fermentation. They've got expertise across the board. Whether you're all about wine, a beer enthusiast, or like us, a fanatic for distilled spirits, they're part of the story your distillery is writing, part of the community that is pushing for the best and always eager to help you reach new heights with solutions and technical services that you need. So why settle for just any yeast when you can ferment with the best? Elevate your distilling game, make Pinnacle Distillers Yeast your partner in fermentation today.